I always dreamed about how it would feel to be in Ethan's arms, dancing the night away. You know what? The real thing was so much better than I ever dreamed.
Teresa, snap out of it. I know last night may have seemed like a dream, but believe me, Gwen Hotchkiss is a harsh reality.
Gwen, I don't want to talk about her.
I know you don't, but her antenna is up, Teresa. She is on to you. She's going to land on you with both feet and fight for her man.
Can you just picture her doing that?
Yes, I can. She has power and money and all that blue blood heritage on her side. I'm afraid for you, Teresa, and all you can do is joke around.
I am not worried about Gwen. She may have all the money and power on her side, but I have something better on mine, and that's fate.
Fate?
Yeah. Do you think it was an accident that Mama came home and told us that Ethan and Gwen would be at the dance and what costumes they'd be wearing? It was no accident, Whitney. It was destiny.
Oh, so it was destiny that made you call Gwen's pager? Fate that got her locked in the storage closet so she couldn't dance with Ethan all night, right?
I believe if an opportunity presents itself, you have to take advantage of it.
You're justifying dirty tricks, Teresa.
No. I'm in love. And I know deep in his heart, Ethan feels the same way.
What would possibly give you the idea that Ethan feels the same way?
I could tell the way he held me in his arms. I could feel it, Whitney. The electricity between us. It was magical.
You guys were wearing costumes, in masks. He didn't even know it was you that he was dancing with, Teresa.
That just proves my point. Without Ethan actually seeing me, he felt drawn to me. It's like we have this deep inner connection in our souls.
Okay, let's just suppose you're right. You still have one major problem.
What problem?
Gwen? The girl that he's in love with? The girl that is going to scratch your eyes out if you keep this up.
I am telling you, she is not going to stand in our way.
Ethan loves Gwen. She is the girl that he is going to marry.
You are so wrong, Whitney. The only girl he's going to marry is me.
Over Ivy Crane's dead body.
Ivy Crane? She would never stand in the way if Ethan and I wanted to be together.
Do not bet on that, Teresa.
Whitney, she's crazy about me.
She may love you as her personal assistant, just like she loves your mother as a servant, but not as a daughter-in-law.
Whitney, I know that Ethan is the most important person in the whole world to Mrs. Crane. But if she knows that I would be the one to make him happy, that she would accept me. Not as a servant, but as her daughter-in-law.
Even if Ethan stopped loving Gwen and suddenly fell madly in love with you, she would not let Ethan marry outside of his class.
Ethan will make her understand how he feels. He told me the night we went to the ballet that if people from two different worlds met and fell in love, that they should be together no matter what.
Teresa, this is all very romantic and wonderful, and I know you want it to be true, but it's never going to happen, Teresa. Why do you keep setting yourself up for disaster?
Haven't you ever had an irrational, totally unrealistic, passionate feeling about anything?
No, I haven't.
Okay, that's how I feel about Ethan. I know it's irrational, and I know it's unrealistic, but I can't ignore the passion I feel. If I do, I'll die.
You may die anyway. Teresa, you are my best friend. I hate to see you hurt.
The only thing that will hurt is losing Ethan.
You don't have him to lose. I can see how much it's hurt you already. Every time you see Ethan kiss Gwen, every time you hear Ethan tell her he loves her, I can see how much it devastates you. And I hate to see you hurting like that.
Whitney, I love you for worrying about me. But I'm gonna be all right.
All right, let's just forget about your heart being broken, okay? And forget about Gwen scratching your eyes out. What about your brother Luis?
I don't want to think about him.
You know how he hates the Crane family. If he finds out that you're still fantasizing about Ethan, and even worse, you've been working for Ivy Crane, he will kill you.
Yeah, I know it. I'll just have to find a way to deal with him. But his bark is a lot worse than his bite. eventually, Louise will have to find a way to deal with Ethan in my life.
Good. You're here.
Oh, what is it, Louise?
I don't want anyone from this family to go anywhere near the Cranes. And if it's you, Teresa, you're going to a convent in Mama's old country, behind 50-foot walls so you can never see anyone named Crane again.
Did something happen, Louise?
Yeah, something happened. And I almost lost my job because of it. And of course, it was all her fault.
Who?
2 words. Sheridan Crane. See, here I am, working hard, trying to make a good impression, trying to make it to detective so that I can earn enough money so that Mama can quit her lousy job. And then bam, this happens.
What happens?
She made me look like an idiot in front of the mayor.
The mayor? How?
Look, I won't go into the gory details. But the point is, the mayor thought I was an incompetent moron. And to make things worse, Sheridan talked to him, tried to fix things, but she just made things worse.
How?
Oh, when your name is Crane, it's easy. She's just like the rest of the family, just looking out for herself. They don't care about what they do to anyone or how they hurt other people.
I am so sorry you're so upset, Louise.
Look, it's not your fault. I just want to warn you one more time. If you're still dreaming about Prince Ethan, forget about him. Forget about the rest of the Cranes. Just forget they even exist. You understand? I gotta get to work. You remember what I said? You stay away from the Cranes.
You better listen to him, Teresa. He means it. Your fantasy about being with Ethan, you're gonna be in some convent in the old country.
Well, I'll just have to take my chances.
Are you totally crazy? I mean, didn't you hear what your brother just said? He is manic on the subject of the Cranes.
He's not as scary as he sounds sometimes.
Okay, let's just say that the impossible does happen, and you and Ethan do end up together. Luis would never let it happen. He would kill Ethan. And then you'd be living with the nuns.
Now who's being overly dramatic?
I am deadly serious, Teresa. If you're smart, you will quit your job working for Ivy Crane and leave Ethan alone.
Do you know what you're asking me to do?
Yes. Get your head out of the clouds and forget about Ethan Crane. Or you can start practicing saying your vows.
Whitney, I love Ethan, and a woman just doesn't walk away from the man she loves. You've never been in love, so you don't understand.
I am so sick of hearing you say that, Teresa. Why do you just assume that I don't have feelings like any other girl?
I guess it's because you love tennis. It's your life, and I'm not putting you down. It's just that with you, tennis comes first, before anything else.
Well, just because tennis comes first doesn't mean I don't have room in my life for other things. Don't you think that maybe I would want to go out on dates, you know? Maybe even have a boyfriend?
I've never heard you talk about any of these things before. Where are they all coming from?
I don't know. I guess it was watching everyone dancing last night and having so much fun. I guess I realized I am missing out on a lot of things.
Whitney, it's only natural for you to feel like that. Even I've been telling you all along, you need something in your life besides tennis.
But my father wouldn't agree. He thinks that there's going to be plenty of time for all that after I'm established on the tennis circuit.
Whitney, I know your father loves you and he wants you to be happy, but if I didn't know you were feeling this way, I'm sure he doesn't know it either.
I don't know, maybe. You think I should tell him?
You should. I know if you tell him how you felt that you were missing out on life, he'd understand.
Maybe you're right. You know, I will talk to him.
Well, good.
Mm. Thank you.
Listen, I gotta go back to the Crane Mansion before school, so I better go.
Okay, listen, be careful. And remember what Louise said. Do not let him catch you there.
Don't worry, the Crane Mansion is the last place Louise would ever be.
Good morning, Whitney.
Hi, Miss Jensen. Is Dad around?
Yes, I saw him earlier. I think he's in his office.
Thanks.
Daddy, it's me. I need to talk to you about something. It's kind of important, so please, just let me get through it all before you say anything, okay? I've been doing a lot of thinking. About tennis, about life, and a lot of other things. Now, don't get me wrong, Daddy. I love tennis. You know I do. Some people think I play so hard because you want me to be great, but I play hard because I want it too. I just... tennis is not the only thing I want in my life. I feel like I'm missing out on a lot of things. Things that are important, things that I shouldn't be missing out on. Daddy, I want to start dating. I'd like to maybe even have a boyfriend. Now, I know this wasn't in our plans, Daddy, but it's what normal girls my age do. And I want to be normal like the other girls. The last thing I would want to do is hurt you, so it's really important for you to tell me that it's okay. So what do you think, Daddy? Is it okay?
I think you should go for it.
Chad?
Blow off tennis for a little while. Live a little. Enjoy life. Maybe it'll loosen you up.